Hi folks, welcome to episode 5 of the F1 Grid View. Today we'll be reviewing the Mexican Grand Prix that was held on the 7th of November 2021. This is your host Harsh Sanghvi, and we have with us Mihika Shah as our co-host today. Hi Mihika. First views, how was the race for you?
It's
And
crazy.
1 minute, are you getting used to the 1 o'clock, 12:30 midnight races for us, or are you done
I
with it?
mean, so I'm okay with it, but like the thing is, it should be a little earlier. I feel it's better.
Fair, I agree. 9 o'clock is a good time.
Even the evening races for us, like 5:30, 6:30-ish,
Yeah,
is
that
good.
that's the best thing. That is the best thing. Sorry,
Yeah,
coming back. How was the race according to you?
it was good. I mean, it started off really crazy. Too
Yeah.
many things happened at once and stuff like that. But overall, I liked it.
Okay. Hot takes.
What about you?
Daniel, racing incident or deserved a penalty? Come on, come on.
Deserved
We
a
see a bias.
penalty.
We see a bias in your smile right there,
Deserved,
but still go for it.
deserved a penalty.
Oh,
Definitely deserved.
those are strong words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
I
too. I
mean,
think so too.
yeah, he actually I feel crashed into Valtteri. And then there
See,
were memes
I don't know.
for
I have a
welcome Red
very
Bull.
I I have a very different view on this. Before the race started, Michael Massey, the race director, did make it very clear that lap one incidents will be classified more or less as racing incidents, and I think
Yeah.
that's where they drew the line. And for the fact that Daniel didn't do this purposely, he locked up. I
Yeah.
mean, you do lock up because of your own mistakes, but he did lock up, and he had no way to go or move, and he had to crash into Valtteri. And yeah, that got the safety car out in the next lap when Ocon went into Yuki and Mick and got the safety car out. They both had to pit for hard tires. I thought that strategy might turn out to work in their favor, but it was
It
very
did.
difficult to overtake in this lap, in this whole race. Like, it didn't seem like there were
Yeah.
any good areas to overtake as such. So
Yeah,
I
I
think they missed
feel
out.
that even distance between two different drivers were pretty huge.
Yeah,
Like
they had a
even
two
for
second,
like
two and a half second
yeah,
gap for everybody.
more than that at
Yeah,
times. Like Norris and Lando 15-second gap.
yeah.
Um, And then, like, even for Checo to come to P2, he tried so hard, but the
Yeah,
distance
those
between
last
him
laps
and
were,
Lewis was so much.
yeah,
But the last lap was wonderful.
the last two laps were really, really close.
I, I
And
really,
the, the
I really
second the second
wanted,
time the Checo lunged at that corner to take that
yeah,
spot, I was like,
I really wanted
both are
to,
gone. I
yeah,
was so sure both are out of the race, and that would have been 25 points for Max, while Lewis would have scored 0. And I thought that was it. That was the
yeah,
championship right there.
yeah,
Another part of where I thought the championship was lost was Yuki. The way he gave a toe to Gasly and got Gasly to P4 in the qualifying. We just put up the qualifying so we can talk with it also. So
yeah,
uh, so I'm saying Yuki getting P4, getting Gasly to P4 with that brilliant toe that he gave, ruined Perez's lap and ruined Max's lap, and
yeah,
surprisingly got Mercedes their pole position and the first 1-2 for the season. It took them 16, 17 races to get P1 and P2 in qualifying, which is, I don't think anybody had thought of that coming into this season. But Mercedes was so shocked themselves that they managed to do that, and I think that was all down to Yuki. And I think there the championship was lost. If Max didn't come back and take P1 in the at the first turn, I don't think he would have won this race.
yeah. And
So
even the beginning, he was brilliant,
yeah, he really was.
Max.
He really was. Max, the first turns were just beautiful. Him going for
Beautiful.
it was just really
Yeah.
nice. Sorry, we'll
And
go back
like,
to the qualifyings. Sorry, you were
yeah.
saying something?
No, let's go back to qualifying
Sure.
first.
Sure. As you see, Q1, and in Q1 you have Fernando Alonso, Latifi, Schumacher, Mazepin, and Nikita Mazepin and Lance Stroll getting
Transfer.
eliminated.
Yeah.
That was a pretty sad qualifying for in case of Alonso. Alpine doesn't seem to have that
Even
pace
for
anymore in the
Stroll.
last 4-5 races.
Even for Stroll.
Yes, for Stroll too. Stroll had a really he wrecked
Yeah.
his car, didn't he, in the first lap of Q3?
3 laps.
Yeah, he just wrecked his car and there was no coming back from it. There was
Yeah,
no chance they could repair it, and that was the time there. George Russell did really well to get his car into Q2.
you know.
He's
Yeah,
showing some pace again. He scored points out of in the last 4 out of 8 races, so that's a pretty good stat. Uh,
yeah.
Apparently, the most fun stat I read was George Russell has more points since he's been announced as a Mercedes driver this year than he has in the past 3 years combined.
That's
So
just
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
Like,
but that's a major haul at Spa at P coming in and getting P2. So yeah, that's that. Vettel got disqualified. Sorry.
yeah. Even the best part, the pole position curse continued at Mexico.
Yes, yes, yes. That doesn't stop. But it really looks like the track is not suited for P1 and P2. Like those are the dirty tracks, and getting a slipstream because it is such a long way to turn one. Getting a
Yeah,
slipstream is very easy, and it's you're able to overtake. And
overtake very easily.
if Daniel hadn't locked up, he would have ended up P3 by the first turn. And coming from
Yeah,
P8 or P7 to get to P3 would have been a fantastic job in getting a slipstream. But yeah,
yeah.
he locked up, and that was the end of the race for
I,
him also.
I actually expected him to do really good,
Yeah.
but the
No,
first lap,
but it just didn't. Since free practice one,
yeah.
McLaren didn't look like they had the pace there.
Yeah,
It was really
in
slow for
fact,
them.
Ferrari has been showing better pace
Oh,
than McLaren.
since they've got those engine upgrades, the engines look
Yeah.
far superior, and they've left McLaren behind on how. Uh, like really poor performance from Norris and Daniel as well, but the
Hmm.
car definitely looks stronger.
And but also I read another stats that McLaren has always been bad at Mexico. Then
Yeah,
compared to
that's true. That's
Ferrari,
true. Mexico is not a
Ferrari
McLaren
is
lap.
Ferrari is always amazing at Mexico, but
True.
McLaren on the other hand has hardly scored points.
Yeah, that's very true actually. So yeah, Yuki getting P9, Charles P8, Daniel P7, splitting the Ferrari in at least qualifying. Pierre Gasly doing a fantastic job in getting to P5
He's
with the
been
help of a
doing
toe.
amazing.
Yes, he's really doing well. He got a toe, and Max Verstappen P3, Lewis P1, and Valtteri
But
Bottas at P1. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
But yeah, his race did not go even as remotely close as that did. So yeah, we'll move on to race classification. Yuki and Mick were out in the first lap, and yeah, it was actually really bad. They both crashed with Ocon, who did manage to
yeah.
survive and get himself to P13, but these two were out and there. What did you think about the last laps? How consistent Max was and how easy Max made it look.
Max just had a very huge gap to Lewis
Yeah,
at
15
some point.
seconds, 16 seconds.
Yeah, it was just really good, and like Hamilton couldn't even cover it up that well.
Very true.
They tried a lot of things, but it wasn't working in their favor. I felt
It
like
just didn't look like they had answers.
yeah, people were expecting Hamilton to come first in this, but I really thought Max would do it.
Yeah, it's always been a Red Bull track, and Max has won here
Yeah,
twice, and both the times he's won with a 15-second, 16-second lead, which is not a small thing coming into a track like this. And he was really good, and you saw Lewis had already made a call on the radio on the 12th lap or 13th lap saying Red Bull are very quick.
yeah, but
And
then people again were thinking that it was to make Red Bull feel that they are doing
oh yeah,
really good.
that Lewis's mind games never go. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it happened.
it was just so shocking to listen to somebody like Checo in the 16th lap or 17th like saying my tires are getting better, not like my tires are degrading and I want to pit. He was saying my tires are
Yeah,
getting better, and was a really nice call to hear at the end of it, I thought.
but
Um,
Checo has always been good at his tire, like dealing with
yes,
his
he's
tires.
amazing at tire management. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I mean, it wasn't that surprising, but
that's
it
true.
was a little surprising.
That's true. One odd stat you'll
Gasly,
see here is Bottas having 4 pit stops.
yeah,
First pit stop was at the end of the first lap when he crashed into Daniel. Both pitted for hard
both of
tires.
them pitted and got hard tires.
Yes. Then they pitted towards the middle of the race and got themselves medium tires. Uh,
Yeah,
then towards the end, it looked like Bottas was going to stay P14, P15. He was behind Daniel for almost the entire race. So
yeah,
they didn't see any way he would break into the top 10. So they thought of just stealing the fastest lap points from Red Bull and from Max. So they got him into soft tires. That
it
was a
didn't work.
really,
Again,
that
they
was a
didn't pit.
really, no, that was a really good lap. And Max just slowed down at one corner and just almost ruined it. I don't know if that was on purpose. It did look like he did it on purpose. So
Yeah,
they got Bottas back in. They put another set of softs on. They held him up for 5 seconds longer to give him clean air.
yeah,
They held him up.
yeah,
They gave him clean air, and he went out there and got the fastest lap and took the point
yeah.
off Verstappen. So well done Mercedes on this thinking,
Mercedes, yes.
and well done on
But
Bottas for following team orders.
because of this now, Mercedes and Red Bull have 1 point difference.
Yes, this is the point.
Yeah,
They would be together at equal points, but yeah, no. Who else stood out for you in this?
Gasly did really good.
Gasly was fantastic. Gasly was really good. He drove a very quiet race, and I think that's what you need of a racer like that.
I think there was just so much going on other than him that no one even paid attention to him.
Correct. That's what happened with Charles last week and
Yeah,
Carlos this week too. But it was just
Carlos every
beautiful.
time. I mean, it's always Carlos is overshadowed by something else.
That's true. That's true. But they all three of them did have a beautiful race.
Yeah.
Didn't make any mistakes. Had good clean pit stops, and the camera was very highly focused on not even on Max because he was leading so well. It was just Perez and Hamilton, or it was Daniel and Bottas, which Bottas tried really, really, really hard. But even then, he couldn't overtake Daniel. So
Yeah.
that's actually good for McLaren, seeing that they haven't dropped pace, and for Daniel to know that he still has that skill of not letting the drivers pass on a faster car, which is pretty cool.
He can do it, but
Yeah,
they just need to be better.
that's true. And I don't think this track suited them at all. Hopefully, they'll be more competitive in Brazil, and going further. Also, the Middle East looks like it'll be in their favor, so we can only hope.
Let's hope.
Yes. Ferrari got a massive chunk of points from today's race, where McLaren took only with 1.
It's always been a good track for them, first of all, and they have improved as well. So they have been doing better.
That's true. That's true. Since the last 4-5 races, they've been doing really well, and I don't see McLaren having answers to that. But hopefully, they can prove us wrong and put out a more competitive car. It's a triple header, so it's going to be very good to see who catches up and who can make the car better with better upgrades. We'll move on to see how the pit stops worked. Yeah, you can take it away. Please explain how the Bottas one worked, because that looks the most interesting one of all.
Yeah, that's just and like I really liked how they kept him back for 5 seconds.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they
he
were
wouldn't have
smart.
got
And
it.
no, they pitted him on the 67th lap, where he was not going to complete 71 laps anyway. He would do 68 or 69, and they knew that he just had 1 lap. If he wanted to make it, it was the out lap and the lap he would start, and that was the only lap he would get fastest lap. So well done. It was really good. And as you see, not a lot of soft.
Yeah.
Alonso had a good long first stint. So did Norris actually. Norris took his mediums to 44th lap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really good. And yeah, a total of 25 pit stops with I would say not a lot of pit stop errors. Most teams did manage to have a nice clean pit stops. So that was good.
Yeah. And they were expecting a one-stop strategy for this race.
Yeah. So
And
worked
after
out.
the safety car incident, they were expecting 2 pit stops for a few drivers,
Yes.
which a few did, but
I
it
think the pit
was
stops are
easy.
fine. It was not
Yeah,
a very strategy heavy race. So I don't think the pit
yeah.
stops were that important.
I think
So
the circuit was also a reason, like the circuit was a little different, so
correct.
they didn't need to pit that much, but it was pretty hot.
Correct. Yeah, there it was. It was really hot. Thankfully, Checo
Yeah,
and Kimi both had their drinks on. Yeah. So where do the drivers stand at the end of this lap, end of this track?
Verstappen and Hamilton have a good gap now.
Oh, that's a good gap. I don't think Max has had that gap in the whole season.
Yeah,
That's a very good gap.
but
Norris has
like
come down to P4.
yeah,
Perez has had a good jump. Norris getting only 1 point, and Perez has gone ahead of Norris. That's a pretty
even
good top 10.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Verstappen. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Perez could have gotten more points.
Yeah. Like Hamilton said, Hamilton like trying to put him down, and then the whole issue with giving the interview with the pen, and him putting out this statement on Instagram today saying he did mean well and did think Checo drove. Basically, he was just saying that because he's joined a new team and it's difficult. So Lewis and Perez have been good friends though, so I don't think Lewis was particularly trying to put him down, especially at his home race.
Yeah,
So yeah, but Lewis has a long way to go. He
yeah.
is behind. He
I
needs
feel
he needs two strong races, two very strong races, and Max has to be
yeah,
mediocre there, which I don't see happening because Max is giving me he's such a nice championship winner vibe. He's not making mistakes. He's confident.
he just is gonna do it this year. It's like he
Let's
doesn't care
let's see if we have
anymore.
a new. Let's hope
Yeah.
so, because you never know what happens from Mercedes. It
I
just
feel
takes one DNF to screw up anybody's championship title hopes.
yeah,
That's how close it is.
and Bottas is more than happy to help in that.
That was very evil.
Yeah, but I feel that if Ferrari continues its pace and McLaren doesn't improve, then I feel Charles may overtake Norris in the
I think so too.
standings.
I think
Because it's like
Carlos
12
and Charles have a good
Yeah.
possibility of overtaking Norris, and that means McLaren do slip to P4 also in the constructors, because we'll just go and move on to see where the constructors stand.
And Norris has come down from P3. Like,
Yeah,
here, like he was
Yeah.
third, and then now he's come
down to P5, and there's not much of a gap with Leclerc and
Yeah.
Sainz left. So yeah,
Let's
okay.
see
Well,
the-
yes, let's have a look at the constructors championship.
really loving the 1 point difference.
Yes, that is all because of Bottas' fastest lap. Otherwise, they would be there. We
Yeah.
can look at it that way, and yeah, Ferrari and McLaren
And
have the only two swap.
If Checo would have finished P2, then they would have easily overtaken Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely. There's a good 3 points also there. So yeah, but Mercedes had a single driver in the top 10, and they were fighting it alone, and still getting Lewis there without the help of another driver was commendable.
Yeah.
So
It was really
that's
good.
good. And yeah, as you see, McLaren and Ferrari, Ferrari's got a 13.5 point lead now, and
Yeah.
it might just get difficult to come back this late and overtake. But as we're saying in the championship also, it's not very difficult for Lewis to do it. Similarly, it's
I
not
don't
very
think
difficult for McLaren
I
to
don't
do it.
think McLaren coming up.
You don't think McLaren's coming P3?
No.
Okay, then I have a strong feeling
I mean,
McLaren
I
will
would
come back.
want them to. I would want them to, but I don't see them doing it.
Fair, but I think they will. It's a very close fight for P5 also.
No, see, even if they improve, it's not like Ferrari is downgrading.
That's very true. That's
So
true.
there is a very high possibility that McLaren will not come to P3 again.
Yeah, I can see that happening. What do you think of the P5 fight? Alpine, Alpha Tauri at 106 each. That's also very close.
I feel
There's a lot of
Gasly
money
is
at
so.
stake. It seems that it's at a lower level, but there's a lot of money at stake for that.
I feel Gasly is doing good, so Alpha Tauri can come up.
Yeah,
There's
Alpine
a
has
hype.
not shown any promise in the recent races.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very lackluster. Okay, moving on to one of our favorite segments of the podcast. We have the driver rankings and the driver ratings. Let's start from the top. Max Verstappen,
10.
1 to 10. That's a clear 10, I
10.
think. That's a 10.
I mean, there's nothing that he did wrong.
Yeah. I mean, qualification also was not clearly his fault because of what happened with Yuki. But yeah, that's 10 from me too.
Hamilton.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pretty strong race, but not much to fault. But since if you are 16 seconds off pace of the winner, I think that's 9.
Yeah.
Perez is
Yes.
also a 9.
Perez 9.5. He tried really hard.
But he did have a faster car than Lewis.
Yeah. But then
Just the half point because of his home race.
Makes more sense.
Okay, half point for
9.
his father. I'll just give him half his point for the celebration his father had. It was so cute. It was so heartwarming.
Yeah.
That is what wholesomeness means, I think. Just it was too pretty.
Okay, 9.5 for them.
Yeah, just for his dad. Papa Perez takes the half point.
Yes.
Pierre.
9.5.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't
don't
do
think he
anything
did
wrong.
anything wrong. Yeah, exactly. With the car he had, with the machine he had, I think a 9.5 was P4 was the best he could do. So that's a 9.5 wholeheartedly from me as well.
Charles.
I think Charles and Carlos would be a 9. The 9, 8.5, 9 because they did have a pretty strong race. They did think that Carlos was faster at a point. So they let him go ahead with team orders, try to see if he would catch Gasly. But sadly he couldn't. And then in the last lap, they did change pay places back and give it back to Charles. So that's good teamwork and team understanding also from them. So
yeah.
That's a 9 each, I think, from our side. Vettel.
8?
Yeah, he had a very strong race. We didn't see much of him. We didn't see much of Kimi and Alonso though.
Yeah.
So I think an 8, a 7.5, 8 is good for the three of them. Because we don't know what happened with them too much. He had a very mediocre race, I thought, from his standards.
Yeah, I think a 7.
Qualification was also not great. I would say a 6. 7 would be too high.
6.57.
Yeah,
6.57.
6.57.
Because we know he can do good.
Yeah, that's true. Gio.
6.5.
No, I think he was doing really well till the team order screwed it up for him. There was really no need to undercut Vettel and give Vettel clean air to go ahead. And as you've seen, he's been vocal on social media also that this was not his mistake. The team really, the strategy didn't work out well, and I think 7. He's the only person whose seat has not been fixed as yet, so that seat still remains. But
he has been fighting strong for that.
He's been doing really well. He's been finishing P11 for the last 3 races, just out of the points. So yeah, that's 5.5, 6. Yeah, not a very good race, but great defending to keep Bottas behind.
Yeah, he tried his best.
He did. Ocon. 5 caused a crash, didn't do that well. I think 5. Stroll was on the pace, but he kept making errors. He kept getting into battles with Russell and Latifi and not doing too great. So
yeah,
I think a 4, 4.5. Bottas he had a really good qualifying. So I think 5 for that and 1 for following team orders. 6. Making 5,
5.5.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. Russell, Latifi, Mazepin not having good races. 4.5, 5 for all 3 of them. Mazepin being 3 laps behind. Yuki, I think, will be a 5 just because of his qualifying performance. Not his qualifying performance per se, but just helping Pierre reach P4.
But then we're counting the race right now, so
yeah, that's true.
I think he
So
doesn't qualify for this.
he does not. He does not. Okay. That's it, guys. That's it from this week's episode of the F1 Grid View. We'll be back next week reviewing the Brazilian Grand Prix. What do you think is going to happen? Brazilian Grand Prix is actually one of the most one of the laps where the championship gets decided the highest number of times. So if we see one DNF, I think that'll be the end of the championship for this year.
Yeah. And I mean, this was pretty much nothing major happening. Even though it was a crazy race, it wasn't much. So I'm expecting a better race next time.
And at a better time for us Indians here.
It is at a better time.
I agree. Okay, folks, that's it. That's it from this week. Bye-bye. Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.